nice shadow behind me. Hey, book club. So I was gonna make a red wine spritzer tonight because I have some pomegranate flavored club soda, but it's raining and it's cold and gross, so I wanted a hot drink. So I thought, red wine. What's something I could do that's hot with some nice red wine? Mulled wine. I've never made mulled wine before, so that's what we're gonna try. So we got wine, of course, brandy, sweeten it with maple spices or cinnamon star spice and clove and a little bit of fruit. I'm gonna put this on the stove in this here pot. Gonna eat that dinner while I finish watching the last episode of Supergirl. Just gonna leave that for a while, I guess. Oh my god, I forgot the brandy! It's very citrusy. I feel like the recipe I looked at was for like a family or something. Not me and my book. Looks okay. Tastes okay. That's nice. No, I did it. Usually I shoot in the daytime. That is nice. It tastes like Christmas. Okay, Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. What to even say about this book? Midnight Sun follows the story of Edward Cullen through Twilight from his perspective. And I remember reading the first 10 chapters of this when this was leaked. And then E.L. James just decided to continue to rip off everything that Stephanie Meyer did. So it was postponed again. So the fans have been waiting. We've been waiting for a while, Stephanie. We've been waiting. I've also started listening to Life and Death, and by started I mean I've gotten past the vampire baseball scene now. And there's gonna be another Twilight verse video, 100%. Because oh my gosh, this should have been a TV show, or it could be a TV show. CW, call me. But somehow I thought Midnight Sun came out at the end of August. It's been out for 4 days. So naturally, I immediately hopped into my car and, oh, you can't even see that. At Indigo. About to dive in. You guys know I don't want this cover. Get out of here. Sorry to do that with one hand. Oh, I didn't even look at the back. I was so excited. Yep. What is this? Oh, I haven't read that weird... What? The last time I rushed out to get a Twilight book... So before we continue talking about the rest of Midnight Sun, I just wanted to say that I'm currently looking for people who would like to be advanced readers for my second novel, Dominion Required. My first novel, Magic Required, is available at any major distributor. I don't think it's necessary that you've read the first one if you want to read the second one. I think you will be able, for the most part, to understand. Although if you did want to read the first one too, I'd greatly appreciate the support. If you would like to get an advanced copy of Dominion Required in exchange for honest reviews, please sign up in the Google form in the description. Chapter 1. There are title headings. There are chapter headings. Not as excessive as Crave's. First Sight. I'm so excited. I just finished chapter 1. I'm gonna have to eat my words on what I said with Crave. Because Edward can hear thoughts, I think maybe the italics are well used in this one. Because he's hearing everybody's thoughts, right? As opposed to internal thoughts. So I guess I just like the italicization of internal thoughts. I'm trying to think if I've ever read a book with another mind reader. But chapter 1 was solid. On to chapter 2. Part of the reason why I liked chapter 1 is because Edward hates her. Like, he actually hates Bella when he first meets her. Like, it's not an instant love. And I haven't read Twilight in so long that I don't really remember if that was an instant love thing as opposed to, like, instant attraction. Why did I mark this one in a different color? So Edward leaves. So Edward, chapter 1 is basically like Edward thinking of a billion ways where he could successfully kill and enjoy killing Bella. And thinking about, okay, well, how fast can I kill the 30 students in this room? How fast can I get to her? Blah, 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 whatever. So he doesn't want to kill her, so he leaves for Alaska. If you remember, this book, Crave, is set in Alaska. Why? I don't know. It is. They're in or near Denali in Alaska. I thought Alaska was big. I didn't think Denali was the only place to be, but apparently it is because that's also where Edward is. Tracy Wolf, love yourself. Oh yes, there was just this stupid line. I race across the snow-lit fields, leaving no footprints. Can you fly? Why are you leaving no footprints? You can't fly. You're not, what was his name? You're not Jackson Vega. Edward, you can't fly. Oh my gosh. Okay, this part actually made me laugh out loud. If you're just watching this to watch me roast Midnight Sun or be an idiot, I appreciate you. But this part was legitimately funny. If you don't know, Jasper is one of the Cullen clan, like this coven of vampires, and he's the newest one to be living off of only animal blood, not human blood, because in Stephanie Meyer's mythology, every time a vampire feeds, they kill.
I hate you.
And so everybody's worried about Jasper all the time. So now that Bella's around and everybody knows what Edward's whole like, oh, you're my brand of cocaine, Bella, blood, whatever thing is, they're all worried about him, and Edward can read minds. And he's kind of annoyed at everybody, and he just sees Jasper looking at him and thinks, annoying, isn't it? And I just thought that was so real and funny and like that Jasper was like, yes, finally it's somebody else. It's not me. And that's so real. Chapter 3, I think, or 4. The chapters are really long. I don't like that. But oh my god, Emmett is so funny. Emmett and Jasper might be my favorites. Oh god, I've gotten to the part where Edward starts to be like, no, she will have a normal life. That will never happen. She won't be one of us. So I'm starting chapter 6, and towards the end of chapter 5, I started just really skimming. Man, Edward is as moody in this book as Bella was in Twilight. Just your internal monologue goes on for pages and pages. I feel like I could fix Twilight with two things, maybe one thing. Just one piece of lore, and I could fix Twilight. I could make it not creepy. I'm gonna have to go through and thin all of these tabs out because so many of them are me just rolling my eyes at how friggin' creepy Edward is. Like, stop stalking her. It's not cute. And he keeps thinking about like, oh, how I'm protecting her. I'm not just creepily following her, and like how he doesn't think the same things that Mike Newton thinks about her. But it's like, dude, you brought like oil to grease her windows so that you could open them while she's sleeping. Like, that's not, Mike Newton's not doing that, buddy. Mike Newton's not doing that. That was super creepy. There's, and in reading Life and Death, there's a part where Beau, who is the gender swap of Bella, opens his window and is like, oh, that was surprisingly easy. And I was like, ah, creepy. Edward, Edith, grease your windows, like brought some WD-40 to make sure they didn't wake you up in the night. Creepy. Seeing Bella through Edward's eyes is actually quite nice, and it's an improvement to her character because we see that she is not such a wet noodle. Like, she's very, very clumsy and quite bad at being human, which I think is intentional, just lasted way too long. We really see Edward go from hating her to... It's so weird to say because he's stalking her. Through his stalking, he gets to know her, and we, the reader, get to know her in a different way than we did in Twilight, which is a messy sentence that nobody should ever say. Okay, it's been a long time since I've read Twilight, so I didn't really remember like how the conversation went when Bella told Edward that she knew he was a vampire. But is Edward dumb or is he stupid? Like, this whole, I'm a monster, blah, blah, blah. Like, has he ever read any vampire novel ever? Of all of the monsters, vampires are the sexiest. Why is he, like, it's so irrational to me that Edward is so self-hating. And so far, the book hasn't really, I'm 202 pages in, and the book hasn't really told me why, even though I'm in his head, why he hates himself so much. You know? Like, it just doesn't make no damn sense to me. That was actually quite disappointing for me that I never felt that self-hatred. Like, I think if this was done a little differently, I would have been able to like really feel why he thinks he is a monster. And we do get a little bit in the sense of like, oh, I used to do this and I used to find only bad people. Like, I was basically Vampire Dexter. You've been alive for 100 years and you still hate yourself? Get some therapy, bro. You and Tracy Wolf, you do need to love yourselves. After that, I think things kind of picked up. I started liking it a little bit more. I think, honestly, the skimming helped. I don't know why it was this long. It really, really needed an editor with a strong red pen. I am having such a good time reading this book. It's like very nostalgic because I read Twilight when I was in high school, but also it's not everything I remembered. Like, I think I remember the movie more than I remember the book, and it's very interesting. It gives like a whole nother side, of course, to their relationship, and it makes a lot more sense in some respects, but it's also interesting to see, like, I wish I could side by side read the chapters that were leaked 10 years ago and these ones to see how much like the social climate has changed the way Edward was thinking, because 10 years ago I think different things would have been acceptable or romantic. I had a lot of fun. I'm feeling so conflicted. I'm 350 pages into Midnight Sun, and Edward is way less moody than I remember. Like, I think I had put together the movie and the book, and he like laughs a lot in the book, and he's funny, and I don't think that translated very well into the movie. I just watched a trailer for the movie and I was actually like cringing, like my soul was hurting as I was watching. The trailer was so bad. The trailer was so bad. Whoever made that trailer didn't love themselves or Twilight or vampires or us. I actually did rewatch Twilight, the first movie, and I did a story commentary on my Instagram. If you want to watch that, it's at HS Paisley and it's in my highlights. It's about 5 minutes long and it's the full movie, and I mean, I think it's funny, but I think I'm funny, so. I may have to rethink my love affair with Edward. Music in the 50s was good. Much better than the 60s or the 70s. Ugh. Better than the 60s? Bitch, please. Right, he died from the Spanish flu. Or he was dying from the Spanish flu. That was like COVID. Is there an Edward vampire being made right now? I'm now 407 pages in, and they just had their little meadow scene. I'm getting bored. It's just like a lot of inner monologue. I'm over it. I'm over the inner monologue. So close to being done. So close, and I'm so bored. I'm over it. It was nostalgic and it was fun, and look at all these stupid things that I thought about and wanted to talk to you guys about, and what do I got left? Yeah, it really started to slow down here. I didn't think the backstory on Carlisle was necessary to the overall plot of the book. Whoever proofed Twilight and allowed that to stay, it's their fault.
Carlisle marked the page in the one.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep reading it. It was so, like, not bad, but I was just over it. I'm just over it. And there were 200 pages left. In my very last tab before I switched to the audiobook was Laurent saying, we've been on the hunt all the way down from Ontario and we haven't had a chance to clean up in a while. This book talked about Canada so much. Like, Stephanie Meyer, do you want to be Canadian?
Yeah, I know that you want to be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze. We got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah. There was at least like 6 or 7 references to Canada, different Canadian cities. They were in BC for a while, chasing James, and anyways. I do not condone texting and driving, but I guess I do condone hitting record and then driving with your phone recording aimlessly and talking to yourself. And the gear shift is in the way. James is now tracking Bella, and Edward is he's gone like full Christian Grey. Like, she has no choice in anything. I forgot this part. This is so dumb. Edward is so dumb. So dumb. He basically has just kidnapped her. That's not okay, Edward. Yo, Edward is also a misogynist! I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm so done. He's a misogynist. He is questioning Alice. She's not consulting Bella about her own life. He's selfish and stupid, and I hate him! I mean, it's not a bad story. It's just too long. Like, I hurt for Charlie right now. Like, my soul? Oh, no. Come on. Stay on, please. Thank you. Good God. Don't you know I'm filming something here? My very professional film setup in the dark in my car. I hurt for Charlie. I hurt for him. Like, the story isn't bad. I feel like the editor was bad. So Bella breaks Charlie's heart. Charlie is my favorite character, her dad. Well, he's not my favorite, but I love him the most. Like, I have the most love for Charlie because he's so good. He's just quintessentially good. And she breaks his heart to leave so that he won't follow her. She falls into James's trap, and Edward has now, after chasing James, has now lost him and is racing through the streets of Phoenix to try and get to Bella in time. And they stole a couple cars, and like Alice's gift comes in super handy. Like, this car chase scene was actually pretty cool, and I think it would be very interesting to see how it was put on screen if this was. Okay, so a lot of dumb things are happening, and like stealing the stupid car and all that is really stupid. Like, it's stupid. But, oh man, it's really cool. Like, Edward paying attention to all these things. Alice is giving him the road 30 seconds ahead, so he sees everything that's coming, and then he knows that his car isn't gonna fit in the space that it needs to. He's gonna lose both his side mirrors. So Jasper and Emmett are just looking, but he's just reading their mind and seeing all this stuff. So he says, I'm gonna lose my side mirrors, give me a view, or something to that effect. And so Jasper and Emmett just turn and look out their windows. That's pretty cool. It's cool. For real though, Stephanie Myers, if you want to write me a good book, tell me Jasper's story. I also think that in the TV show, Alice should be black. Because Jasper was, if I'm remembering correctly, because I don't think they said it in Midnight Sun, but I'm pretty sure it said maybe in Eclipse or something, that Jasper was a Confederate general. And I think that would just be so interesting. Yeah, I think Alice should be black. Legit. Where's my Alice and Jasper book? They are way more interesting. Alice has no idea about her past. Jasper and his history? I want to read. I mean, this is why this should be a TV show! I just finished it. It's so stupid! Oh! The beginning was so... I had so much fun at the beginning. I really, really enjoyed the beginning of this book, but... Have you guys seen Shadowhunters? So the Shadowhunters books were, like, fine when I was 14. And the TV show actually changed some things, I think, for the better. And they changed some pretty significant things, I think. Or at least, like, the timeline of some things. And I really think that that could be done with Twilight. And it could be a really, really good show. Because it's not a bad story. With a couple small fixes, it could be really, really interesting. And I think that it could be... Oh my gosh, I have so many ideas for this. Midnight Sun was a really fun, nostalgic read for 90% of the 75% that I didn't skim. I really love cheesy romance. I really love vampires. I think that my headcanon for the lore of vampires, I've decided that it's different. That makes Edward's behavior a little bit less creepy and Bella's acceptance of his behavior a little less weird. I think that that really helped me be okay with it. And like I said, I'll talk about that in a future video. But overall, I give Midnight Sun 3.5 Harry Potter lightning bolts out of 5. Oh my gosh, there was this really cool part where Alice works through how to construct a fake scene where Bella got all these injuries with her ability to see the future, so she'll keep making decisions of what she's gonna do, bump into a mistake, and then change her decision, go back to the beginning and go through over and over again. So cool. Like, there were some really, really cool ideas in this book. Really, really good ideas. The execution could have been so much better. Just cleaner, shorter, everything. I would recommend it for anybody who read the original Twilight Saga and enjoyed it. You will definitely enjoy this book, and even if you don't, you'll have fun hating on it, which I think a lot of people do, and I think a lot of us owe Stephanie Meyer a bit of an apology, because Twilight isn't any dumber than Fast and the Furious, but nobody sends them death threats. I guess that's it. I'm booking out. I think this was pretty good. This was a successful mulled wine recipe. I'll make this for my family at Christmas. That's not true. They probably won't drink it. I'll make it for myself at Christmas, and they can be jealous, and I won't share. The other hot red wine drink I like to make is red wine hot chocolate. Have you guys ever made that? Maybe I'll make that next time. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I hope you laughed a little bit with me. And again, if you're interested in getting an advanced reader copy of Dominion Required, please sign up in the Google Forms in the description. And until next time, may the Force be with you. Live long and prosper, and don't let the muggles get you down.